Hey, it's Aaron Petty here from Level Up Yoga, and today I just wanted to sit down and explain to you guys what it means when your yoga teacher says engage your core. It's something that's super common, it's super helpful, but at the same time it's something that is very commonly misunderstood and malpracticed. So roll your mat out, find a comfortable space on the floor. I'm going to roll the intro and we'll get into it. When we talk about activating your core, what we are trying to explain is to activate a certain muscle within your abdominals. So your abdominals are like your abs, they're your belly muscles, and they're what kind of keeps your whole body zipped up tight, activating as one solid unit. So when we're talking about activating our core, we're talking about our deep abdominal muscles. So they're not the muscles that you kind of see gym junkies working on and they've got the six pack. They're kind of your outer abdominal muscles, and they're not going to be as useful for us in our yoga practice. What we're talking about when we talk about engaging our core is the deep, they're called transverse abdominis, TVA muscles. And along with that, we're talking about our pelvic floor, which is Mula Bandha. So Mula Bandha is the pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha is the transverse abdominis muscles. So pelvic floor is like, excuse my language, but it's a muscle between your genitals and your butthole. And essentially what it does is it sucks everything up down there. So using our pelvic floors to lift up the bottom of our pelvis is going to create stability. And then our transverse abdominis is going to kind of draw in just below our belly button. And it kind of creates this concave in our lower belly. And what that is doing is stabilizing our lumbar spine or our lower back. So by using Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, we create this lock around our hips, around our lower spine, and it creates this kind of nice stable base for us to practice around. So when we're practicing standing positions, planking positions, inversions, essentially every pose in yoga, we need to be activating Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. It's going to keep our hips and our lower back safe. It's going to allow us to practice for a longer period of time throughout our life without having injuries. It's quite common, especially in back bends, for people to start to bend backwards and they just forget about their core. They don't think about lifting through their chest too much. They kind of dump into their lower back and they end up coming to the teacher saying, hey, my lower back is hurting me when I do back bends. I know that when I started practicing, it was a big thing for me. I was just like dumping in my lower back. So it's really important that we don't create too much pressure in our spine, because obviously it's going to cause us some discomfort, potentially pain, potentially who knows what, bulge discs. Anything can happen when you're not protecting your body. So that's why we have this big focus on, activate your core, engage your pelvic floor, get all of these things working from the beginning, get your foundation strong so that over the lifetime of your practice, over your physical lifetime as you practice, you don't run into any problems, any injuries in that area. I have quite a few friends who are yoga teachers who maybe don't do too much core work because you know, they think they're strong enough, and then, you know, years down the track, they'll say, oh, hey, you know, I've got this instability in my hips, instability in my pelvis, you know, and it's kind of something that you run into not for the first year of your practice, maybe not for the second year of your practice, but beyond that, you create this instability. So that's kind of a quick overview, a brief explanation of why we're activating, what we're activating, and now I'm going to give you guys some kind of examples as to how it should feel when you are properly engaging your transverse abdominis, your core muscles. So we're going to start on our back. So laying down flat, and I want you to take your fingers, place them underneath your lower back, kind of just above your tailbone, and you should feel that there's a little bit of a cave. There's a cave where your spine has this kind of natural curvature. And don't worry, because that's completely normal. Everyone has this. It's kind of a natural occurrence in the spine. And you can feel the cave. So what we're going to do is, so once you find this cave, what we're going to do is start to draw our belly button in towards our spine. And I want you to kind of not move anything at all apart from your abs or your lower abs. So you're drawing your lower belly in towards your spine. You're not tilting your tailbone, you're not kind of moving your hips. And what you're going to do is try to press your lower spine into your fingertips. It's like a compression from your lower back, compression from your abs. Everything's pushing downwards in towards the floor, and you can feel this pressure in your fingertips. I'm going to push and push and push, really creating the pressure. You should be able to breathe through this. You're still breathing into your belly, you're still breathing into your ribs. We're pushing down into the fingers. We'll hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. And you should feel the pressure kind of release from your fingers, kind of create that cave again in your lower back. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, you're going to compress. You're going to push down your lower back to your fingers. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Inhale, release. We're going to do 10 of those. So exhale, push down with the lower back. Push into the fingers, feel that pressure. Inhale, lifts back off. You should be pushing quite intensely. Pushing, pushing, pushing down. It should take a lot of work. It's not meant to be easy. Inhale, back off. And down. Back up. That's 4. Pushing down. Releasing. That's 5. Pushing down and releasing. 6. Pushing down and releasing. 7. 3 more. Down, pushing. Really compress. Try to push and touch your fingers. Back up. Last 2, we're going to remove the fingers. Feel into your belly. Pushing down all the way to the floor. Back up. 1 more time, pushing down and back up, releasing. And slowly make your way up onto your knee. And we're going to do another little quick exercise. I'm not sure if you can see my head there. I'm going to show you side on. You should see, I'll lift my shirt up. I've got this kind of rounding in my lower back. Now, what I want to be doing is engaging my belly, engaging my core, and it's kind of this motion of tucking my tailbone under. And as I do that, you can see this kind of concave in my belly here. But you see my lower spine flattens right out. So I'm going to release off now. You see it comes back to normal, my belly kind of flattens back out. and I create the rounding in my lower back. And I tuck my tailbone, draw in my belly, creating this nice straight line, releasing off. I'm gonna do that 8 more times. Tucking, tailbone, concave through the belly, releasing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, tucking and releasing. Cool. So with that little exercise, you should actually be able to feel the way that your pelvis reacts to this engagement of your belly. It's like you're tucking your tailbone under. It's like you have an actual tail connected to your tailbone. It reaches out, and what you're trying to do is tuck that tail between your legs, and you're trying to touch your belly button with it. So you're tucking your tailbone under and through your legs, and it creates this tilt of your pelvis. So the bottom kind of tilts forward and the top of your pelvis tilts back. So we're going to do just one more simple exercise. This one we're going to be laying on our bellies. And as you lay on your belly, you should be able to take your fingers under and your belly should be touching the floor. Now, if you have a bit of fat around your belly, this might not be as easy, but it's still something that you can work on activating. What we're going to try to do is lift up our belly without lifting anything else. So we're not kind of lifting our hips up. Our hips kind of stay in contact with the floor, our ribs stay in contact with the floor. It's simply an isolation of your TVA muscles, your transverse abdominis, your core muscles. And as you lift your belly up in towards your spine, you should be able to take your fingertips, your fingers underneath your belly, and then place it back down. So we'll do 10 of those. Lifting the belly button up, fingers can come under, and releasing the belly down. 8, lift up, back down. 7, up, down. 6, lifting, releasing. 5, 4, 3, 2, the last one, lifting up and releasing. Slowly making your way back up. So, super simple, but I'm sure you've realized by now that it's not really that easy to create this extreme isolation of the core muscles. So it's something that you need to work on kind of all day. If you're sitting at your desk, you can kind of just sit there and just focus on drawing your belly button in, releasing, kind of engaging your core, releasing your core, engaging your core, releasing your core. You can do it while you're walking down the street. You can do it while you're driving in your car. You can do it, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. It's something that you need to work on throughout your day. And if you're having quite a lot of lower back pain, lower back issues, this could be something that will really start to help, because what you're doing is taking the pressure off of that area of your body. So I hope you have taken at least one little tip out of this video, and if you have, please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, do all the things, and leave me a comment if there's something that if you have a question, if there's something that you want to learn, if there's something you want to make a video about, let me know, reach out, send me a message. You guys know where to find me. So I'll see you on the next video. Take it easy.